friends, welcome to my channel. Today I want to show you how to set up Firebase in your iOS project. The first step is to create a new Xcode project that you want Firebase into. I'm going to create a single view app that I'm going to name Firebase Demo. I'm going to have my identifier as Conda or Shab. I'm just going to use storyboard, and I'm not going to include unit tests. Click Next, and no Git repository, and click Create. So now that we have our Firebase project ready, we can go into our Firebase console. So type in firebase.google.com in a web browser and click Go to Console. I'll include all the links in the description. So here, you want to click Add a Project. I'm just going to say Firebase Demo. Click Continue. I don't want Google Analytics for this demo, and it's going to create my project. Now that our project is ready, click Continue, and it should open it up for us right here. So on the side here, this is where you're going to work with all of your products. So the first step to get it integrated is to click iOS and type in our iOS bundle ID. So our iOS bundle ID is, find it, click the top file here, and under bundle identifier, copy paste this. Click Register App. Now the next step is to download the Google Service Info.plist file. This file essentially is going to allow your project to take on Firebase and allow Firebase to do everything it needs to with your project. So what you want to do is just drag this straight in to our project and click Finish. And there we go, now we have our Google Info plist file. Let's see what the next step is. Okay, the next step is to create a pod file. So this is using CocoaPods, so if you don't have that installed, you'll need to do that first. If you have that installed, create a new terminal tab at your project directory. Wait for this to boot up, and say pod init. What this is going to do is initialize CocoaPods and put a pod file into your project where you can put all of your CocoaPods. So now that it's finished, if you open our project, we now have this pod file that shows up. Open the pod file, and here we can put all of our pods in. So for today, I'm just going to only put the database pod. So Firebase/database. There's so many products out there that Google supports. I'll have a link in the description for everything that it does. So the next step is to save the file and open back here in our terminal and say pod install. So pod install is essentially going to install everything that you put into your pod file. This may take a long time depending on how strong your internet connection is. Okay, now that everything is installed, if you notice, we now have some new files in here. This XC workspace file is going to contain all the pods that you just installed. So every single time you open your Xcode project, make sure you're opening the XC workspace file. If you open the Xcode project file, then your pods are not going to be there. So now that we're finished opening our XC workspace file, we want to go into our app delegate. So this is going to go into the next step, which is adding our initialization code. So to add this, we're in our app delegate, and you want to just say import Firebase. And as you can see, it's already starting to show up because we had our CocoaPods. The next step is right above this return true, you want to say Firebase app dot configure. Now this configures Firebase, and now we're done with this step, and that's it. We now have Firebase in our project, and we can start using all of its features. That wraps up this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. I'll be putting up more videos about how to use each of the products, such as Firebase and authentication, so stay tuned for those. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.